Alright, so I'm here at the car wash and I encounter this every time I wash my car. Now tell me if this is normal. See, we have the front door, we open that up, no water. The back door, however, we open that up and we get that. Do I have a plug drain somewhere in the door? I don't know how to look for that. Just wondering. Hey guys, what up? It's Dan from AutoMotivationZ here for my 3-month review on my 2019 Audi RS5 Sportback. I can't believe it's been 3 months already. I have a hard time believing it myself. We're a couple of days short of 3 months, but I figured since it's a nice day out and, you know, why not, right? So we're in our spot here in Brooklyn Park. As you can see, some trash from people on 4th of July. Pick up your trash, people. Come on. So what are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about the things I like about this car, the things that I dislike, and just the overall feel of the car, how I feel after 3 months. Am I going to get rid of it? That's a valid question. Not to most people, but to me, that's a valid question. So one of the first things I'm going to talk about is the handling. The handling of this car is great. It's very planted. It feels firm when you want it to be. When you don't want it to be firm, you take it out of dynamic mode, you put it in comfort. I have it set up in my individual mode and it just glides along. You guys, this is, I mean, it feels like a Cadillac when you're in comfort mode. You can't feel any bumps. It glides over everything. It's very nice. It's very, very plush. When you put it in dynamic mode, you can feel everything. It's like an STI. The RS3 was a little bit more muted, but it still had those same characteristics, I think. Is it easy to get along with? Yes, very easy to get along with the handling in this car. Very easy, very road trip worthy. Drive mode selectors. There's going to be a couple of different ones. There's comfort mode, which I say I never use, but I use that in individual mode basically. Comfort puts everything into comfort. It puts the engine, the transmission, the adaptive cruise, everything goes into comfort mode, and then, you know, you're in comfort mode. Auto is kind of a mix of both dynamic and comfort. If you hit the gas, it'll, you know, put you into sport mode. If you don't hit the gas, you stay in comfort mode. Dynamic, I've tried this, you know, every once in a while I put it in dynamic mode just to see how it is. And, you know, I mean, it is really bumpy. I mean, it reminds me of my STI a lot. So I usually don't drive around in dynamic. I usually drive around in individual mode the most. In individual mode, I have and I'll bring it up here and show you guys what I am talking about. So this is going to be what I drive in the most. Got the engine in dynamic mode, suspension, comfort, steering comfort, sport differential, dynamic, engine sound, of course, in dynamic, and ACC in comfort. Why do I have it like that? Well, because it's the most comfortable for me. I like that setting just because I can have good power when I need it, and I can still have the comfort of the comfort suspension. The overall look of this car, and we'll go outside here and I'll show you. The overall look of this car is fantastic. I really like the lines of this car. I love how it looks. I love the Sportback design, how it kind of goes like that. It's just a real sleek design. And it's just, you know, I don't ever see this car going out of style. And I did finally get my plate, so you'll see I finally learned and put a little block there on the plate. And then we have the exhaust. RS5 badge, of course, and of course, you guys, the black Audi badges. Can't go wrong with those. And here's a quick shot of the wheels. Not a huge fan of these wheels, but they're okay. They're not bad. 275/30 ZR20s on it. We got the Michelin, what is it, AP3 or AS3 Plus? Right there. 4 doors, of course, because we're going to have room for Zoe. and then the rims. And the front end looks just as cool. Look at that. That might even be the thumbnail for this. I just got a car wash. I haven't had a chance to wax it yet, so it's still a little dirty, but it looks pretty good. What do you guys think? I like it. So when we went around, we looked at some of the stuff that I really like. I mean, I love the back end. I love the DRLs and the headlights. I don't necessarily love the rims, but they're okay. They're not terrible. They're better than the RS3. Let's put that there. The wheels, like I said, I'm not in love with them, but they are the best out of the ones that are offered for this car. And I'll throw up a quick picture of, you know, all the different wheel options that are offered for this, but you guys, these are the best ones. So if you don't like them, you can always get new ones. And I mean, for probably $2 or $3 grand, you can get a decent set of rims and tires. The features of this car. I love the features of this car. I mean, adaptive cruise is my jam. Everyone knows that. The digital dash, also very nice to have. You have different functionalities where you can go like that and you can see, you know, different things, phone. You can bring up the map like that. I've used this many times. I usually just leave it like that. I have my tire pressure gauge, I have my speedometer, my rev counter, and then I have the power and torque over there. I also really like the media in this car. So I know that I said that I really didn't like the media in the BMW, and that was 100% true. The reason why I didn't like that is because of the fact that half my songs didn't show up. I don't know why. I have the licenses for all of them. It's not like I illegally downloaded them or anything like that. And they just didn't work. I even made a test to see if it would work. Still didn't work. So that's what it is. The media system sounds really good. When you turn it up at night, obviously I can't do that for YouTube, but I think there's a sub mounted underneath my seat. It sounds really good. It has good bass. It sounds a lot better than the RS3 did, in my opinion. So it's something that, you know, the Bang & Olufsen that you get in this, I think it's like 800, 900 bucks. Definitely worth it, you guys. If you're buying one of these, definitely check that box because it's worth it. The mood lighting, you can change it to red or blue. I usually change it every once in a great while, just to have something different. When you first start, it starts out red, very bright red, and then it kind of fades down into what you're gonna get. And you get the mood lighting right around here on the door thing, and then underneath here, and then underneath here. And then on the other side as well, you get that. So, definitely adaptive cruise though, you guys. Adaptive cruise is one of the greatest features of any car, definitely in the 21st century. I love adaptive cruise. I use it every day, and I'll make a video of just what it looks like and how it works and how it functions, and we'll throw that up as well. But you gotta have it. I mean, for me, I have to have it. I didn't want to buy a car without it. There were a couple cars that I threw down offers on that didn't have it, just because of, you know, one was a turbo blue RS5 that didn't have it, and for the right color I would be willing to not take adaptive cruise, but I really wanted it, and so I ended up getting black again, which always ends up happening for me. So yeah, the dynamic package. If you buy an RS5 without that, you are an idiot. Just kidding. But I mean, seriously, why wouldn't you get it? So you get the adaptive suspension, you get the sport exhaust, you get the red calipers. Why wouldn't you get it? I mean, it's like 1,400 bucks. It's worth it. It's so worth it. It gives you so much different functionality in the drive modes that you can. Oh, I mean, it's hard to put it into words. If you don't get it, you really should. You should really think about it. If you had to only get one option, that's a tough one. Adaptive cruise or dynamic package. Probably go for a dynamic package, just because cruise is cruise. You can definitely, you know, have that with, you know, normal cruise where you don't have to have adaptive cruise, but dynamic package, I would probably choose that over adaptive cruise. Black optics. You guys, I mean, blacking out the trim over everything, and we'll go and take a look here and I'll show you. So black optics is going to be like that right there, around everything blacked out. You get the black spoiler, you get the black on right here that goes like that and follows the exhaust, the trim there. Everything is blacked out, and on a black car, guys, I mean, it just looks the way that it should. The black honeycomb grille, you get black right here, going up here and into there. And with the black Audi symbols, I think black on black on black looks pretty dang good. So the next thing I like, definitely the wireless charging. I love that my phone actually fits in the thing, and I can show you here. I'll open up the cubby there, I throw it in there, and voila, look at that. It fits perfectly. Like my phone was meant for it. I definitely love that it fits there. The RS3 would not fit, and I don't know if I have a clip of that or not, but if I do, I'll show you what I'm talking about. I had to take my phone out of the case to make it fit. It was just a little bit too small, and it was also completely enclosed, and this has this little space right here, so you at least get some air pass through. Now you can go like that to kind of hide a little bit, but you get some pass through. The RS3 didn't have that. It was all open or all closed. So if you put your phone in there, definitely leave the glove compartment thing open, because it gets really hot otherwise. We already talked about the digital cockpit. This isn't an option in the RS5. You get it standard. In the RS3, it was actually an option. I believe it was like $1,400 or something like, or $1,200 or something. But I mean, why wouldn't you get it? Another thing that, you know, when I optioned out my RS3 the first time, there were things that I had to have: adaptive cruise, the digital cockpit, you know, things like that, the Bang & Olufsen sound system, and I ended up paying like 10 grand in extra add-ons, just because of, they're just things that you have to have when you get a car like this. And luckily this car was used, so I didn't have to pay for any of those options, which is nice. But I digress. Definitely more functionality than the BMW. The BMW, you could do one thing, and that was the radio. If you had it in a different mode, you could have the radio show up where the speedometer was, and that was it. I mean, there was no functionality at all. You couldn't use it, you couldn't utilize anything. It sucked. I didn't like it. That's why I ended up really getting rid of it. There's no functionality for it. You can't put anything up, like tire pressure had to go up in the, you know, the media stack, and just everything was just, it was so different that I couldn't get over it, you guys. So that's why I ended up getting rid of it. You know, Audi has a really good infotainment kind of area, and I really like that, and it really makes things a lot easier when you're driving, especially, you know, this button right here. And you guys know that I love my steering wheel button right here for my music. It just makes things so much easier. You know, yeah. Gas mileage. So in this car, the best I've gotten is 24.6. The worst, and we can check that out here in just a second. In our statistics here, the worst I've gotten is 21.4. The best I have gotten is 24.8, sorry. And the average is 23.5. Not terrible. Yeah. We'll go back to our notes here. All right. Move the camera a little bit. It talks about 19 city, 27 highway is estimate. I've been straight highway when I came back, and the highest I've gotten was 24.8. And that was just recently. That was not straight highway. That was a mixture of driving to work and driving home, driving on the highway, driving in the city. So, I mean, I feel pretty good with the average that I get. It's just the straight highway driving, I feel like I get a little bit less than I should. I still get usually about 300 miles per tank. I like to fill up when I have about a quarter tank left. That's just kind of how I am. So, I mean, I could push it and probably get 350 miles if I wanted to, but there's no reason to do that most times. The RS3 got as much as 31 mpg straight highway, and I mean, that was all the way into Wisconsin, only stopping once for, you know, something to drink, and then going to my destination. We'll see. I have a trip like that planned for work here in just a few weeks. We'll see how this does. I have high hopes, so we'll see. The price. Now, the price of this car, it was pretty pricey. $74,700 is what I got this car for. I got it at Napleton Porsche in downtown Chicago. If you have not checked them out, you guys definitely check them out. One of the best, most classy, awesome experiences at a dealership I've had. If you're looking for a used Porsche, a new Porsche, any kind of vehicle, really, they have all sorts of vehicles there. Definitely check them out, and I'll put their link in the description below. Definitely check out Nicalette. She really hooked me up with this car. She did a great job, very communicative with me every step of the way, and even waived the you know, the fee to hold the car, which was very appreciated. So definitely check them out. Like I said, I'll put a link in the description below, but definitely give them a look, especially if you're around the Chicago area. I'm not around the Chicago area, and I still had, you know, a fun drive, and I'll put a card up in the corner so you can take a look at that video of me going down to get this car, because it was a fun trip, even though it was snowing out in April. We don't get much snow in April, but yeah. So this was about 4K less than any of the cars that were on Auto Trader, on anything. Carfax. I started using Carfax a little bit more just because it gives you the Carfax for everything, which is nice. Auto Trader doesn't always do that. I know there's tons of sites out there to do car stuff. You know, you use what you want. Usually I use Auto Trader to kind of get a feel for what I'm looking for, and then I kind of branch out if I need to. But it was about 4K less than any of the other ones out there. Looking at a lot of 78,000, 80,000, and it was just more than I wanted to spend, to be honest. So I'm really glad that this one showed up. It had low miles. I think it had 14,800 miles when I got it. And now we're at 19,000 already. I drive a lot for work, so that kind of sucks. We're almost at 20K already. But I'm glad I got one low mileage. The color, Mythos Black. Not my first choice. As I've said before, all my cars for some reason end up being black. I don't know why it happens. It just happens that way. You know, the deals of whatever I'm looking at, it just always ends up being black. My first choice probably would have been blue. There's a really nice, like, Navarro blue, and I can't think of the exact color. I'll put that in the video, but it is fantastic. I really like that blue color. The turbo blue of the new ones is by far my favorite color. It's like a baby blue, and I would totally get that. If I could get this car in that color, I totally would. And there was one that was for sale, but they weren't willing to negotiate on price, so didn't get it. Would I buy this car again? Yes, absolutely yes, 100%. I really, really, really love this car. I love driving it. I'm not even looking at other cars, other than other RS5s, of course, because I want to make sure that I still got a good deal. And prices are coming down a little bit, which is nice. So, I mean, that's to be expected. You know, I bought my car right in the middle of, you know, high season, but I got a high price for my car too. So, I mean, you have to take that into consideration. Have I had any problems with it? I have not had any major issues with this car, and I, you know, knock on wood, or steering wheel. I really haven't had any issues. I did have an issue, I think a mouse made a nest in my engine block, and I cleared it out. We'll see if there's any problems there. I do have actually two small issues. One is that the brakes have kind of developed this like crust that goes in, you know, the little holes that go around the caliper. It's kind of glazing over that. So the brakes are a little bit spongy, and I'm gonna get that fixed. And the other is the paint. The paint, and I would take you out there, but you can't really see it with the camera. The paint is a little bit swirly. I need to do paint correction on this car. Whoever had it last didn't really take care of it that well. As far as paint goes, you know, the mechanical stuff is fine, but the paint, they didn't do a great job on. So I'll have to do that. I did have a grease spot on my window, but it seems to have gone away. And it happened right after winter, and I think I showed you guys, it was on this window right here, and it was like right here, and that's gone. I don't know what happened. I kept wiping it away, and now it's gone. So I don't know what the hell that was, but that's what it was. So that is my 3-month review. It's pretty similar to my 1-month review. Everything that I dislike about the car, really, I mean, there's a very small list of things. I mean, I don't really like I don't like the exhaust. I mean, everyone knows that. I really just don't like this exhaust on here. Even though the dynamic package comes with it, it's still something that I just don't like. It's not loud enough. It sounds okay, but it's not great. I'm starting to not like the wheels as much, just because I'd rather have an aftermarket set. Once again, small things. Nothing major. I mean, this car is nice. It rides nice. It looks nice. I get lots of comments on it. It's something that I really enjoy. If you're looking to buy one, definitely take a look at one, because hey, it's free to test drive, right? And if you don't like it, then you don't like it. But I definitely recommend looking at them, because they are definitely top notch. Sorry guys, it cut out there for a second. The camera got too hot. So start this over. I definitely appreciate every subscription I get. I appreciate every comment I get. I read, like, and review everything you guys send me. So I appreciate you guys, seriously. I'm on my push for 1,000 subscribers, and you guys, we have absolutely exploded in the last couple of weeks. Almost 100 subscribers, which for me, being at 418 subscribers or whatever I'm at right now, 100 is a huge number. So thank you guys for subscribing to the channel. I definitely appreciate it. I definitely look forward to reading all of you guys' comments, your negative and positive comments. Keep them coming, you guys. I like reading them. I read all of them, and it definitely makes my day when, you know, I have people saying, hey, you know what, this helped me out. This steered me in the right direction of what I wanted to get or what I didn't want to get, or, you know, my reviews for like Exoforma or anything like that. When people are saying, hey, you know what, you saved me money, thank you. I definitely appreciate all of that. So with that being said, keep it easy, guys. I'll see you at the next one. Peace.